Tomo is not ready to wake up from his bed. He is still feeling sleepy, but her mom is calling him. Tomo, please wake up. You will be late for school. After you take your bath, then you take your breakfast. Tomo wake up and run fast to her mom in the kitchen, but she was not there, so he runs to the bathroom. Tomo has dress up. He is ready for school, but the school bus is not yet in, so he is waiting for the bus. The school bus is here. Tomo is happy, and all the kids in the school bus are happy, weaving hands. The city rose each day with steam and sirens. It had no stillness, no corners for silence. Every street was an artery for urgency. In this place, where windows blinked neon at 3 a.m. and mothers held bags tighter than their children's hands, peace was a rumor. In one of the city's eastern wards, where buildings climbed like stacked laundry baskets, lived a woman named Mio and her 8-year-old son, Tomo. She was not wealthy nor poor, not hopeless nor content. She worked as a night nurse, the kind whose feet were always swollen and whose meals were usually microwaved at midnight. Her husband had left when Tomo was a baby. Life hadn't given her luxury, only motion. Keep going, keep feeding, keep paying. She loved Tomo more than breath, but love in the city often looks like exhaustion. Tomo, quiet and unusually observant for a boy his age, would often stare out their small 6th-floor apartment window. He didn't ask for toys. He asked strange things. Where do people go when they stop being people? Why does the moon follow us home? Why are you always so tired, Mama? Mio never had the answers, but that changed the day they met the monk. Chapter 1. The Stranger on the Curb. It was raining. Hard. Mio had just finished a 12-hour shift, and Tomo waited with a soggy backpack outside his after-school program. The bus was late. Taxis were full. Mio cursed under her breath and considered walking the 5 kilometers home. That's when she saw him, a bald man in saffron robes, standing on the corner beside a flower shop. He was barefoot, soaked, but he stood like the rain wasn't touching him. Tomo stared at him. "He looks like a statue," the boy whispered. Mio shrugged. "Probably crazy." The light turned green. They walked past him, but Tomo stopped. "Can I ask him something?" Mio sighed. "Make it quick." The boy stepped forward. The monk looked down. Tomo asked, "Are you a monk?" The man bowed. "Then why are you in the city?" The monk smiled. "Where else would monks be needed?" Chapter 2. The Tea That Wasn't Tea. The next week, they saw him again, this time near the train station, sitting cross-legged by a vending machine. No bowl, no sign, just breathing. Tomo dragged his mother over. "Do monks eat snacks from vending machines?" he asked. "Monks eat whatever's offered," the man replied. "Do you live in a temple?" "I live where my feet stop walking." Tomo tilted his head. "How do I become a monk?" Mio laughed. "He's just a child." But the monk answered, "By watching the world without needing to fix it." That night, Tomo didn't watch cartoons. He sat on the carpet and stared at his hands for 20 minutes. "What are you doing?" Mio asked. He answered, "Watching without fixing." Chapter 3. Bento and Bowls. It became a pattern. On Sundays, they'd find the monk. He never told them his name, never asked for anything, but he always answered questions. One morning, Mio packed him a small bento, rice, 2 tamago slices, and pickled plum. She handed it to him without a word. He bowed. "Why are you kind?" he asked. "Because you're out here in the cold." "Everyone is," the monk said, "but most don't see it." She looked at the rushing businessmen, the bent-over elderly, the teenagers glued to screens. He was right. They were all cold in a way that coats didn't fix. She sat beside him. For the first time in years, she did nothing for 15 minutes. Nothing. It terrified her. It healed something too. Chapter 4. The Broken Mug. One day, Tomo came home crying. He had spilled juice on his math workbook, and his teacher scolded him in front of everyone. He said, I wish I wasn't so stupid. Mio hugged him. You're not stupid, baby. But the monk had told her not to argue with stories. Listen, then show. So she did something strange. She pulled her favorite mug, hand-painted, chipped on the rim, and smashed it on the kitchen floor. Tomo gasped. Mama, she looked at him. Was that mug bad because it broke? He frowned. No. Then why are you bad just because you made a mistake? The next morning, Tomo swept the pieces into a jar and labeled it. Broken things can still be beautiful. Chapter 5. The Silence Game. The monk once said, if you can sit for 5 minutes without moving or speaking, you'll hear the city breathe. Tomo turned it into a game. Each night, they'd sit on the apartment balcony, overlooking traffic and rust-colored rooftops. They'd try not to speak, or laugh, or even scratch an itch. Mio always lost first, but she started lasting longer. One evening, during a quiet session, Tomo whispered, I think the monk is teaching us without teaching. Mio nodded. I think we're learning without learning. Chapter 6. The First Precept. It was Tomo who insisted they go to the library. They found a small book titled The Beginner's Path to Zen. Inside were 5 precepts. The first said, do no harm, by word, action, or silence. Tomo underlined silence. Even silence can hurt? He asked. Mio thought of the years she hadn't told her boss she was overworked. The days she let people speak over her. The moments she didn't tell Tomo she was proud of him, even when he needed it most. Yes, she said. Sometimes silence is the loudest harm. So that night she knelt beside her son's bed and said, I'm proud of the questions you ask. Tomo smiled with his whole face. Chapter 7. The monk is gone. One Sunday they didn't see him. Nor the next, nor the next. Mio worried. Tomo said, maybe he was never supposed to stay. Instead of looking for him, they started doing what he had done. They sat. They bowed to old women in the park. They offered crackers to homeless people. They walked slower. The city didn't slow down. But their world inside it did. They even began waking at dawn to sit in silence, watching light drip over rooftops. Chapter 8. The New Temple. 6 months later, Mio quit her night shift. She found part-time work closer to home. Less money, more breath. Tomo's teacher called one day. He's changed. Not louder, but more grounded. He listens in a way most kids don't. Mio smiled. He's been studying with a monk. Their living room slowly became a small shrine. A candle, a cushion, the broken mug jar, and a paper sign that said, Here is the temple. One morning, Tomo wrote on the fogged window, We're already monks, aren't we? Mio kissed the top of his head. Epilogue. Becoming without becoming. To become a monk in the city is not to abandon the world. It's to greet it, to bow to it, to stop trying to fix every broken thing and simply witness them fully. A mother and her child became monks without ever leaving home. They did not shave their heads. They did not chant in Sanskrit. They did not flee to mountains. They just sat. They breathed. They loved with awareness. And that was enough. This is how you become a monk. Not through robes, but presence. Not by escaping, but by arriving, fully, even in the noise, especially in the noise.